29th of June, you have a big day here.
Yeah, Peter and Paul's Day. You say Peter and Paul's Day. Well, all the women used to come out at that time and they'd cook, they'd have pies and all this stuff. It was a big kind of a day. Everyone would come out and they'd all have all the pies. Then when the fishermen come in from fishing, they'd all have a big, yeah, it was and now, this last few years, they started getting on to go out here again, just as a kind of a remembrance to what it was. And usually we comes out around 29th of June if the weather is half decent. Sometimes it has 40 or 50 people, and all the women, same thing. The women bakes pies and tarts and that kind of stuff, and carries it out. And there's tea and roasted cape and roasted fish. There's a fire up there in the pit up there, and has a day of it after dinner in the day. Yeah.
And that's St. Peter and Paul's Day.
Yeah.
And St. Peter and Paul, they were fishermen.
They were fishermen. Well, they always used to say if there was no fish in the summer, they'd say Peter and Paul will bring it. And Peter and Paul. But I remember probably, I don't know, 8 or 10 years ago, was the first time they had the Peter and Paul thing out here in, say, since years gone by. So they decided to do it again. And the capelin never ran in here in, no, I'd say 20 or 25 years, I suppose. And they had Peter and Paul's Day, and they had it out here that day. And sure enough, next morning the capelin ran in there in the cove. Yep. Yeah, that's true.
And the capelin are little small fish that run around, is that right?
Yeah, they run ashore, yeah. Span in the beach. That's what the codfish to be following. And they used to say one time when they said if there was no fish, they said Peter and Paul will bring it. Yeah.
What was the tradition as well then?